you guys, welcome back to my Monday Motivation. This is my new series on Monday Motivation where I try to inspire you guys to live a happier life and learn a thing or two from me, maybe, possibly. So I'm really excited to get this series going. Today we are filming from my bedroom. So a lot of times I get asked, how do you get to travel so much? Like, how could you afford it? And the answer to that really is I choose life over anything else. I choose life over materialistic things. It's not a hard concept. I just think that not enough people out there really understand that. I don't go out. I don't really go shopping for clothes. Like, I hate shopping in general. It's so funny because I used to love it so much. But I mean, like, I don't shop. I don't go out. I don't spend my money on like fancy cars or fancy purses or things like that. And so that's why I could afford to travel, because I sacrifice. And I think that there's no better thing that you can do in your life than sacrifice and invest in yourself, in your life, in your soul. I think that's such an important thing, and I don't feel like enough people out there really understand that and do that. And so I'm gonna share a little story about my life. Ready? Growing up, my parents didn't have that much money. Like, as a kid, when I was born, my dad used to sell ice cream on the beach. I still think that's super awesome of him. But we didn't have that much money. My parents were very young parents. My mom had me when she was 19. My dad was like 21, and they had me and my brother 3 years later. And so my dad always struggled doing a bunch of different jobs. And then we moved to America and we didn't have any money then. And then slowly but surely, my dad's a hustler. He has a crazy ambition and drive. And so slowly we started to make more and more money as we kept moving to better neighborhoods. And eventually I became spoiled. And that's the truth. I'm not gonna filter it or anything. I'm not spoiled anymore. So let's relax. But yeah, I feel like parents always want to give like their kids like everything that they didn't have, and they want to give them the world. So I've always been like such a big dreamer, such a big achiever. I always want the best of everything, whether it's like the best clothes, the best boyfriend, the best friends, the best house, the best car, that's just me. I always want to be the best. I'm very competitive. And so, hello, Peanut. Woo! He ran away on me. Come here. Oh. Okay. Peanut wants to join. Hey, lover. I'm sorry. He just always wants to be here. Hi. Mwah. Oh. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. I've always wanted the best. And for a while, I was spoiled. I mean, my parents weren't like rich, but we had like good money. And I literally got everything I wanted. If I wanted to go to a makeup school that cost $15,000, my parents let me do that. Well, that was after high school. I had an apartment, my parents paid for it. I lived there for 3 years, 3 months after high school. I was really, really, really blessed. I had guest cards, I had everything. And so, I mean, I had a job, and I guess that job just like was money for me to spend on myself, and my parents kind of took care of the rest. And then at the age of 21, my dad decided to just cut me off completely. Literally, one day, he just woke up and was like, no more, without like preparation or anything. And I was like, oh my God, what? No, I don't accept this. But I'm really grateful for that experience because it taught me to work hard. That's number one. It taught me to value my money. And it made me like super independent. And so I eventually I started doing a bunch of things. I was working as a model. I was a makeup artist. I was hustling life. I used to work at like clubs in Hollywood. I was a promo girl. I would campaign like Red Bull. I was like one of those Red Bull girls that goes and gives people free drinks at like events and dresses like in cute outfits. And I just did like a million jobs. I had a lot of money, And I decided with my money that I originally decided that after I make a certain amount of money that I was going to move to New York and be a Broadway star. Let's not go there right now. But then I decided that I just want to stay in LA because my life is so good here. And so I decided to rent a house in Malibu on the beach, 3 steps away from the ocean. And it was amazing. I drove a Mercedes convertible, brand new, and like, it was all me. I worked really hard. I was so proud of myself that I could afford this magical Barbie lifestyle, this Malibu Barbie lifestyle. And I literally, I mean, for a 21-year-old, I had, like, for me back then, it was like a lot of money. Like, I didn't think of savings accounts or things like that. I just thought of, like, you know, I just wanted to buy materialistic things, brand name things. I don't own a Louis Vuitton purse, by the way. I never have. I feel like that's like a waste of money, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But so I just wanted like cool bracelets that cost $200, and like literally every day I would just go and buy different things until one day I got to a point where I was just over it. I was over shopping. I was over buying stuff. It just didn't make me happy. I would just sit in my room and legit cry like all the time at how my life is like so bad. I don't know, I just wasn't happy with life because I think that I learned at a very young age, luckily through this experience, is that, you know, money doesn't buy everything, and buying a bunch of brand name things doesn't necessarily make you happy. It makes you happy for like a temporary amount of time. Like, you're like, yay, cool new purse. And like a couple days later, it's like, meh, whatever. And I think I learned a very valuable lesson because at a young age, I decided that like, I don't know, at like 22 or 23, I was like, I don't need these things. Like, they don't like truly make me happy. What does make me happy is my family, always and forever. My friends that love me for me and who I am. Those are the things that I cared about the more. I cared about my experiences with my friends and experiences with my family, and that was priceless to me over all these amazing, beautiful things that I had. Just as a side note, I am not spoiled. I think that there's a difference between being spoiled. Like, spoiled is like when you just get what you want and somebody else pays for it. That's how I see it. But if you work really hard for your things, then I don't think you're spoiled. You might be high maintenance or like nice things, but that's just like my point of view on it. But I think that if you work hard, you should totally like enjoy it. I know so many people that just save, and they never spend, and then they end up being like 50 or 60 or whatever with like grandchildren, being like, I wish I was doing what you were doing. Like, I wish I was traveling, going out there and traveling the world. So eventually, I realized that what I really wanted in life was experience in everything. And it's something I've always had within me. I've always wanted to learn about so many different things. If you don't know this, it's on my bio, on my website. But I went to makeup school to be a makeup artist. I went to bartending school. I did musical theater in Santa Monica College. I moved to New York and went to fashion school and learned accessory design, like handbags and purses. I went to Israel and became religious for a while and learned like Bible, Torah studies. I've done seminars, I've done voluntary programs, I've done so many different things. And it's just like, I always want to learn and know more and like learn about everything. And so I guess the point that I'm trying to make is that I hope everybody gets there one day. I feel like not everyone will, but I grew up and I realized, this was many years ago. I grew up and I realized that like money doesn't buy happiness. And I know people say that, but it doesn't. Like physical materialistic things are like an instant gratification for an instant like, oh my God, I love this, I want this so much. And then we just throw it in a room or somewhere and we don't even look at it anymore. So I decided from a long time ago that like, I don't want to spend my money on things. Like, I want to spend my money on experience because I only get to live once. And I know everybody knows that, but I don't know many people that actually say that and go out there and do that. I don't want a Louis Vuitton purse. And so like, I just think like a Louis Vuitton purse, no offense to anybody that has them, but I just think like a purse is like $1,500, $2,000. Like, what? Like, no. I rather go see like a country, 2 countries. It's like, that's like the price of like a flight and hotel to like a country or 2, depending on how you do it. It could even be for more countries. And so like, I just don't see how like I can choose like a physical bag over life experiences. I mean, traveling is like the best education that you can get out there. You learn so much from traveling. It's legit priceless. Even though traveling can be expensive, like the amount of knowledge that I learn about culture and people, like language, food, like survival skills, independent skills, confidence skills, photography skills. I mean, I learned so much when I travel. I learned my comfort zone and my boundaries. I learned so much about myself. I learned so much about the world and people and how people live in the world. And I think that's so priceless to me. And so, you know, I know that different people have different things that they spend their money on, and we all have, you know, our things. And I like nice things too. Like, don't get me wrong. I do have some things that are brand name, but I will never go crazy with certain things. I have like a limit and a boundary, and I'll always and forever pick traveling and experience over materialistic things, because you can't take like a purse or a fancy, I don't know, $1,000 shoe, a Christian Louis Vuitton shoe to the grave with you. You can't. But like your soul and your memories and your life experiences are so priceless. And I think it's so important to invest in yourself, not a purse or a shoe, but investing in yourself and your soul, to go out there and like make your dreams come true. Like I hear so many people sometimes say like, oh my God, I wish I had your life. I wish I get to travel as much as you do. And I know that everybody has different life circumstances, and some people are married and some people have children. And everyone's, you know, financial situation is different, but you can travel for cheap, and it's never too late to travel, and you can travel with kids, and money, like, just prioritize. I mean, that's what I think. I don't think that I'm doing something out of the ordinary, but prioritizing what I really want. Does that make sense to you guys? Like, anybody can do what I do. It's just a matter of choice, of choosing experience versus materialistic things. I already had the fancy car. I don't care for a fancy car. I don't care for a car. I feel like I'm so grateful for like my life experiences of learning what's really important at a young age. I'm happy that my parents spoiled me so that I learned how to unspoil myself and work really hard for everything that I have, and then get to choose what I do with it. I really feel like at my age, I've lived like 7 different lives, and most people that know me will probably tell you that I've done some ridiculous, insane stuff. And I'm grateful for my choices, for my choice to choose experiences over everything. And I really believe that anybody out there can really do that. It's just, you know, again, like a matter of choice. I know that this world has become like a very materialistic world. And although maybe on the outside people might think I'm materialistic, I'm really not. I don't care for things. I care for love, for family, for friends, for experience, for travel, for spirituality, for art. Like, that's what gets me excited. That's what gives me like the ambition and the drive every single day. And I know that it's hard because, you know, through TV commercials and through advertisements and seeing what celebrities have, like, we all want those things. But I feel like you should choose your own path and think what's really, really, really important at the end of the day. Like, when you look back at your life, when you're 60 or 50 or 70, 50 is still young, but like 60 or 70, when you look back at your life, like, what do you want to look back at? Do you want to look back at, like, I don't know, just living a life full of materialistic things, having cool things that you're probably not going to even remember down the line in life? Like, when you're 60 or 70, you're not going to remember that you had Louis Vuitton shoes or a Louis Vuitton purse or a Gucci belt. Like, you're just not. And I'm not saying, like, don't, you know, if you like those things, like, obviously go out there and get them, whatever makes you happy. That's what I'm trying to say, whatever makes you happy. But Like when I look back at my life when I'm 60 or 70, I want to know that I lived every day to the fullest, that I did amazing, astounding things with my life, that I didn't waste my life here on earth. That, you know, and like, again, like instead of buying like a bag, I went and I skydived in Hawaii, or, you know, like I decided to swim with sharks in Punta Cana instead of, you know, I don't know, going out and partying. You know, some people also spend their money on like alcohol and going out and partying. Like, I don't do that. I like really limit myself with what I spend my money on, and I feel like it's so fulfilling to my soul. So I guess that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. I hope maybe this inspired you guys to look at life maybe a little bit different, and maybe just, you know, I feel like, I don't know, like everybody gets to this point where they question their life and their choices and things like that. And so, I don't know, if you're not happy with your life, maybe you should look like, you know, deeper and see like how you're really living your life. What you're really prioritizing, what you're making important, and what maybe you should be making important. Now, I'm not saying everybody needs to travel. I love traveling. I think it's amazing. I'm not saying everybody needs to travel, but find something, find a passion, find a love, find a hobby, find something to invest like your money on into something that will fulfill your soul, not just like your physical, materialistic, practical self. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to say today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up so I know that you like this and I'll keep making videos like this. And leave a comment below if you liked it. And if you didn't like it, I also want to hear from you guys, so just leave a comment down below. Anyways, I love you guys. Happy Monday. Let's start a beautiful and magical week.